When I think about a sanctuary space, it's a place where people feel safe. Wild spaces are sanctuaries. Rewilding is about creating that sanctuary everywhere. When I was 16, I was rummaging around through VHS tapes at my mom's house, and I came across a tape that said OMSI, like 1980 something. I was like, what's this? And I put it in the VCR, and it was this recording from this news broadcast where I had gotten on the news at the Oregon Museum of Science and Industry.
Brings you the exhibit, A Bug's Eye View.
He's asking these questions to me, the 8-year-old, and he says,
Are you a bug fan?
I do like spiders, and I tried to stop my friend yesterday from killing all these ants.
And I just remembered, like, as a 16-year-old watching that, it was really weird because I had basically forgotten all of that.
Perception's OMSI is trying to change.
I had, like, killed a whole bunch of ants to, like, blend in with my friends or whatever, and I remember, like, intentionally desensitizing myself. Like, I remember it feeling wrong. I had this visceral experience watching this interview with me where I was like, this 8-year-old kid was like more aligned with who I am at a core level than who I am now. Over the last 10,000 years, agrarian civilizations have laid waste to the majority of life on the planet. And I realized civilization was unsustainable. I had a sense of urgency that it was going to collapse. I ran away from home and just started going to different schools around the country, different ancestral skills gatherings, gleaning as much knowledge as I could from mentors, and then simultaneously just like reading as much anthropology and archaeology and just trying to understand like how we got here, you know, how the hell did we end up in this position as a species? So to me, rewilding in that sense is not about like prepping for some calamity. We're living in the calamity right now. Because rewilding is more of a lens than a particular thing that you do, the example that I like to give to people for them to understand is our flagship program, which is weaving with invasive species, in particular English ivy. We take people out to Forest Park where there's an overgrowth of English ivy. We remove the plants from the environment, so we're restoring habitat for native species, so there's an environmental component to that and an environmental component of stewardship.
The non-working straight up and down pieces, cut it through with the flat part. Is that?
But then we reframe the relationship to ivy as not some evil thing that we're just like ripping from the ground to destroy, and we weave baskets with it. We're community building by stewarding our environment in order to create these baskets, learn engineering, and also improve our mental health.
All right, we're gonna get going again here. Welcome back. Just in case, because if you're lost, you're like, help, I'm lost, help me. Your voice is gonna go really fast, right? So having something like this, and you can do a signal like, generally 3 whistles repeated like that is an emergency. 3 minutes without oxygen to the brain, that's a life threat. You gotta stop that or fix that. 3 hours without protection from the elements. If you're in a place that is unfamiliar to you, that's generally survival, and you don't have a compass, you still need to orient yourself to the directions. So does anybody know how to do that if it's a sunny day?
Rises in the east, sets in the west.
Rises in the east, sets in the west.
if you were to not be able to hit start on the microwave, if you didn't have a light switch to turn on the lights at night, how are you going to supply that? How are you going to get light, heat, cook your food, protection? As an organization, our vision is to create more resilient societies that are integrated into the environment, as well as integrated into, a more egalitarian or peaceful and equal way of living. Aside from learning these skills to be more resilient, there's this element of also just needing to keep them alive and carry on the torch of this knowledge. Yes, there are horrible things that come along with societies that collapse, absolutely. And the hope in that is that you can see that people innovate and they find resilience again. So when I think about what causes, me to have hope, it's in looking at those societies that already went through similar transitions and came out with more resilient societies on the other side.